Hello, everyone, and welcome to Codebusting. I'm your host, Code Marvelous, and today we are again returning to Smoke, the Seneschal of the Net, my most latest obsession in this most wonderful game of Netrunner. I'm trying to basically always think of her as being like a 40 card silver bullet machine. Because in my mind, whatever you need for the meta that you're fighting right now, you can pack into a tiny little deck that also makes ice irrelevant. But it also creates a really interesting puzzle, because one of the problems with Smoke is you do have limited slots with which to fit everything you need, plus the silver bullets to shore up the holes created by stealth builds. So it's kind of an interesting problem. I really enjoy it. So some of the card choices in this deck might seem a little strange compared to my previous build. So we're going to run through some of the notable changes. First things first, instead of having two Astrolabe, I now have one Astrolabe and one Mem chip. Because of some adjustments other places in the deck, I'm not as dependent on the Astrolabe draw to get set up. And I found that instead of having two Astrolabe, having an Astrolabe and a Mem chip made it so that my late game rig could be one MU bigger, which gave me a little bit more flexibility. And it also makes it it's functionally the same. So a couple other changes. Cold Read has come out in the intervening period of time, which is a really great setup card for SMC, or if you have a clone chip and an SMC in the bin, because you can use the stealth bucks to put a breaker down, and then as long as you don't use that breaker, you don't have to trash anything. And it also triggers Netmerker. It's pretty good. It's delicious. It's also really good if you are using indexing like my deck does, because it makes it so that you can't lose on the come back in. So like if you get in on the indexing, you're always going to be able to have enough stealth to make it in for the second run, and that's really important. Some other notable changes, I've taken out the Clot and added Sulset Slums. The reason for this being Singleton Clot without Sacrificial Construct isn't really saving me that much from 7-point shutdown CI. So there's not really a ton of point in me doing it, just because it's only going to maybe delay the combo a single turn. Whereas Sulset, people are playing Prison and playing Asset Spam in order to deal with the Cipher hatred. So anything that I trash as a stealth deck with my hard-earned real dollars, it needs to be removed from the game. I just don't want to deal with it after I trash it once. So Sulset Slums makes it so that I can actually feel like I can trash some things, because in a lot of games before, I just wasn't trashing anything because there was no point. We've gone up to 3 Netmerker because it's a really great card, and I'm using it as the extra auxiliary draw to make up for my missing Astrolabe, which means that I need to have 3 of them instead of 2. I have 2 Ghost Runners because it helps me keep up with asset spam, because I can use those credits to trash. And it makes it so that if for whatever reason I can't get cloaks down, or I don't find them, or whatever, I'm not locked out early. I have my early acceleration bucks. Other notable changes. I have a Plascrete in. A lot of people aren't playing Controlling the Message, but they are playing Boom Kill. So if I have to hit an agenda without Film Critic down, I need to not die immediately. So this at least buys me one more turn. We've got 3 cloaks. We got Switchblade, my favorite killer in the game. We've got Houdini, because it's slightly less hungry on stealth than Refractor. And then we've got BlacKat. So this is the one where a lot of people are probably going to question my judgment, but people are going to have to bear with me. I always try to experiment to see if things are actually good or not. And what I'm finding is that next ice is everywhere. And what was causing my stealth deck to really suffer was that next silver just taxed me out and destroyed me in the mid to late game, because I'd be paying 5, 6, you know, for each next silver that I needed to pass. Whereas if I have BlacKat, against most of the low strength barriers that people are playing, it's the same as Corroder. And against any multi-sub barrier, I'm breaking 1 credit for 3 with stealth, which is really good. And then for big stuff, it's really not that bad either. So I'm testing it out because I think it could be pretty good. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me. Let's see if we can't get ourselves a game. Balder, you can't get in my lap right now. I love you, man. I'm not talking to you. All right, let's fire up some music. Let's find ourselves a game. Wait, I need to make sure that this is the right one. It is not the right one. Okay. Balder, hang out, man. Okay, so we need to change the deck. So let's edit that up real quick. All right, let's go back to play. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right. Come on, opponent. You always think I'm talking to you, don't you? When I'm down here, huh? Think that I'm talking to you. Someone should actually join this game as a player, not as a spectator. That'd be really cool. All right, let's do it. And of course, we're up against Potential Unleashed. Oh, and I still have Scrubber in here. What? Balder. Why does it still have Scrubber? It shouldn't have Scrubber. Well, I guess we're in it to win it, so let's do it. I'm probably gonna have to hard refresh. I'll be surprised if there's more than 8 pieces of ice in this deck. One of these or both of them will probably be the bioethics. Nope, I guess not. I don't know. Smoke really doesn't have a good answer for these types of decks because I don't really have the slots for a feedback. Well, I can't really afford a feedback filter. And I definitely don't have room for a net shield. Sure, send me a message on Slack or on StimHack. I'm more than happy to look at a deck when I can get around to it. And there goes one of our breakers into the bin. I guess I'm getting called out by somebody on the stream. There's one clone chip gone. So if I lose another clone chip, I can't ever break code gates. So that's problematic. There goes BlacKat. So now we're only getting one of those breakers back. Another fetal. I mean, we're just running on hit points now, basically. Yeah, I accidentally clicked the button. Yeah, Robert, it's tough not to include the levy, but I just don't have the space for it. Oh, that slums came up a little late. And I have accessed all 3 fetal AIs. Incredible. Yes, Magic Cut. The reason why I'm doing Scrubbers and not Parisias is because my my slots are way too tight. It's just frustrating because playing a stealth deck against this type of deck basically feels like I'm just playing an RNG machine and hoping I get lucky before he gets lucky. Yep, okay, so there's nothing there. So I gotta run this ice and see what's there. That's my only option for winning. Okay, whatever, fire it. Okay, I think that's basically good game. Unless one of these random cards happens to be an agenda. Yep, that's game. GG, I am sure. Yep, here's the Philotic. Good game, well played. Alright. I mean, it might have, but honestly, I was delaying the inevitable there. Right? Like, any turn where they get a neural into their hand, I'm just dead. Okay, why is VLC giving me loud updates when I'm changing songs. I'll deal with that later. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Thank you everybody for joining me. We'll see how we do. After this, we're just going to be installing Temujin on R&D, and we're going to go ham. Cobra. Going up to 15 feels pretty good. And we're poised to deal with whatever ice is placed there. Okay. So, let's draw. Let's put down that and that. And then let's run R&D. IP block, huh? Interesting. Scotch is pretty good. Glenlivet, 12-year. Pretty good. Alright. So I think this time we're gonna, well, we're obviously gonna run R&D, but we're going to place one. We're gonna take one, so we're maintaining pressure while building more money. So there's the consulting visit, so we know we need to be a little bit more careful. So let's draw. We've got the new Temujin to replace. Let's draw again. Then this turn, I think we need to avoid putting down daily casts. Alright, so let's draw. There's the SMC. Let's put it down. Let's run server 1. Let's do it. Smoke time. Just gonna let me in, okay. So then, gonna spend one. I don't want to waste the credits right now. I'll leave it. And then, let's get daily cast down. So, I've been seeing more smoke decks pop up. What are people doing with her? How are people doing? Let's hammer HQ a little bit. Well, this is gonna suck. Government takeover. Okay, so we gotta get money, huh? Thankfully, I think we're fine. I don't need to respect no snare, Laura. I like to live dangerously. Got some cat. All I got is my cat friend. And my knife. Well, the unfortunate thing for our opponent is if our opponent cannot land the kill this turn, they basically lose. And there it is, we are fine. Yeah, now we can basically just take our time. I'm pretty good at picking out these government takeovers. Right, Ian? Is Ian with us? So we are all pumped up and ready to win next turn with the indexing. We just gotta force the Jackson pop first. So let's run archives. I mean, Alpha, Alec, even if they did that, the base trace still would have been, no, I guess we would have been one short. All right, so let's see what's over here. A prize sec, I imagine. All right, we're getting closer. I'm willing to test. And that is good game. with 9 agenda points. All right, let's find another one. All right, BlacKat, welcome. Hopefully, you are not playing a deck specifically tailored to fight mine after seeing it in the live stream, because that would be pretty crappy. Huh. My my toolbar thing went away. That's so weird. What a weird opening hand. At least we've got Temujin. Yep. And then there's the good old Temujin lockout. Well, BlacKat's got all the money. Let's make them spend some. Well, we're getting breakers. We unfortunately just don't really have startup money. I need to get enough to put both BlacKat and a breaker down and Temujin down. It's ugly, but it's a start. And we get a corporate sales team. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Testing some kitty cats. Yeah, you gotta fire it. You're playing next. What are you doing if you're not firing the ABT? Galahad, okay. Also good for BlacKat. Merlin, less good. Let me do some mental math here. So let's put that down. Let's put that down. Let's gain a buck. I'm gonna need 1 and 1. Yeah, I'm gonna need to just click for some money here. Don't let your dreams be dreams, Coyote Moon. Coyote Moon. I literally, I'm compulsed. I have to share this. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Netrunner edition. Alright. So let's run HQ. Yeah, don't let your dreams be dreams. Hey, Lori. We're getting there. This is going to be very taxing for me. Do we think that's the next gold? I feel like that's the next gold. Let's check HQ. It's broken. No worries. Our opponent's having a little bit of lag. Trash Sandberg. Yeah, I guess we have to. Ugh. Come on, we need another same old thing. Whew. Not same old thing. Self-modifying code. Alright, so... Draw. Draw. I don't know what to do here. We're kind of getting into a rough place here. Yeah, I think I constantly waffle Bill between Refractor and Houdini. But I wanted to try out Houdini again, but I think Refractor is the right choice. I would just love to draw either Switchblade or a mem chip, something, because our opponent is just going to spiral out if I can't. Yeah, we can swap out. We could swap out for Refractor after this game. There it is. Alright. So at least we're ready to rock and roll now. Alright, let's check out HQ. Let's force some money to be spent. Ah, yes. Perfect. We're getting there. And we access that friends in high places again. Alright, well, let's go in while the getting's pretty good. And go get that Adonis. Here's the really funny part. We're going to do that. And then we're going to use 1 to break up to 3. Ta-da! Value. And we're going to get that out of the game. And then we are going to gain a buck and gain a buck. And our opponent is all zeroed out. Very exciting. So I think the time is right for us to Temujin Archives. And try to force a res there. And the Jackson Pop as well to set us up for the indexing. BlacKat doing work. There is a method to my madness, and right now people love barriers with lots of subroutines. Let's draw one card this time. And now we are ready to threaten. Yeah, let's go give that a check. Because now we're to the point. Yeah, I mean, 3 influence is steep, but as I said at the beginning of this stream, my deck is always my smoke deck is always about being good for a specific meta at a specific period of time. And right now, people love Next, and I'm just getting taxed out as smoke using Corroder. So yeah, it's a more efficient breaker, but it needs to be efficient for the ice that I'm seeing right now. Let's get rid of that. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else but me, but that's the way I operate. You know, I will play a card that's bad if playing a bad card means that I get to beat what I'm most likely to face. It's certainly doing a lot of work against this Grail Ice, which people are fond of playing right now in Pilana, so that's also a side benefit I hadn't thought of. There's an agenda, and there, whoa, wow. So, did we win one? Is this game 3 or game 2? I think this is game 2. I think we're gonna maybe we 1-1 depending on how we do here. All right, so let's go check it. I mean, we're blanking. I mean, obviously this is the next build, but we're blanking our opponent's primary way that they tax us. These Galahads and these next silvers are supposed to be disproportionately expensive for how much it costs our opponent to res them, and we're breaking them. Yeah, I mean, Littleman, that's true, but like, I challenge you to play. Littleman brings up that I didn't have the right deck, meaning a deck that this deck is good against. And that's 100% true. The decks that I've been up against in the last 2 games are ones that I'm very strong against. However, that having been said, like any small deck or any stealth deck that relies on combo pieces is just going to get crushed by Potential Unleashed. That's one of its strengths. So it's kind of a tough call. Alright, I would really like to find a mem chip. Mem chips seem really good. Let's draw. I'm actually really liking the BlacKat. I was worried that I was going to be embarrassed, but against the next it does do some lifting. And it lifts against these Galahads too, so that's pretty exciting. Because I don't know what the bottom ice is, and if I can't get in the second time, then I'm just gonna like putz around. So Let's index. Alright, so we definitely don't want that out. We can have the Mother Goddess out. So the Friends in High Places is kind of meaningless. So we're going to go that. Yeah, that looks right. Let's draw. Let's diesel. And sure, let's get Astrolabe down. And because I'm wary of such things now, I'm going to pitch a SMC instead of Netmerker. Yeah, the spectators is a glitch. Like 70 of them are the same person. Alright, so now there's 3 subroutines, so we're getting max value. Most cost effective. Oh, there's no sentries rezzed. So most cost effective is going to be, actually it's both the same. So let's, the great thing about having the Sol sets in the build now is when this crap happens, I could just say, wow, I finally got in, and you baited me into running an asset. Now you will never have that card again. And it just feels really good. Let's run this. So we've got 8 on the Netmerker. From this point on, we are just going to be drawing cards. We're at kind of critical stealth mass. Yeah, the potatoes thing. Yeah, Littleman brings up that Sol set is like the Plascrete of this meta. But unfortunately, if you can't deal with assets, you just lose. And that's really unfortunate. But it's the truth. How many Temujins have I gone through? Not enough. So let's draw. Let's get Ghost Runner down. Let's get Daily Cast down. And let's draw once more. And now we're ready to hammer R&D. Yeah, I mean, it is like the salsa. I'm all about the salsa. Alright. So we've got no contesting pieces. Let's go ahead and drop that on R&D, and then let's index. Man, we're actually breaking pretty efficient. There it is. We're gonna dig deep. God, Net Mercure is a really good card. I just love it so much. But yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look at the list real quick. Do we want to do Refractor over Houdini? I feel like it really oscillates back and forth, whether or not one is good or the other. The reason why I wanted to test Houdini again is because people are really fond of stacking fair children. Hang on 1 second. Excuse me. Hey everybody, welcome Magic Hut back. Sure, Laura. Yeah, I think we gotta go with Refractor just because it enables us to do the Net Mercure trick more with all three of our breakers. By that alone, I think it's the correct include. Live stream. Yeah, Alan, you can play too. For those of you who don't know, Laura, who's going to be playing us now, was the top finishing female player at 2016 Worlds. Replicating perfection. Exciting. I'm almost tempted to keep this. I don't know though. The Sol set in the opener seems good. But we don't have any real acceleration. Let's keep it. Win side games. That's the game plan against them. No, realistically, Coyote, Batty's not really an issue because I'll just save my clone chips. And Caprice, you just gotta hammer it until you win. Alright, so this is gonna be exciting. So, first things first. We're gonna run R&D, and then we are gonna install Sol set. We are going to cold read the turtlebacks and remove it from the game. So let's do that. I'll actually just trash that the normal way. Let's install Sol set. All right. We are off to the races. Tasty salsa, Graham. Tasty salsa. Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, I've been playing also with a Haley Cipher or Cypher build that has the Artist Colony fan site. That way it can have like a one of Aaron and a one of Saul set. It feels really great to just get those tools at instant speed. Here's where things are going to get really spicy. So I'm going to have to do a money up turn. Then I think we can afford to, since it's not going to matter too much, to get the Beth down. So that if Laura starts pulling away from us, we're going to start getting the dividends for that. I just really hope that I can use this Temujin before Laura armors up all 3 centrals. That's one of my biggest problems in the current meta. We do already have 2 breakers in hand, which is not bad. I'd prefer to have a net Merkur, but you do what you can do. Yeah, no, Daniel, BlacKat saved me a ton of money in the last game. Alright, so Laura did the thing. There's ice over all 3 centrals, so we're going to have to play a little bit slower here. So, let's draw 1 card. Yep, okay, so we got the more acceleration that we need. We're going to click up to 5 so we can have a sure gamble draw and then install 2 breakers turn. I mean, she does need to ice archives, of course, Lori, but I would like her not to do it. That would be preferable. That would be preferable to her icing archives. Friends and friends. So there's the Sundew. Draw. Let's get the refractor down. Now we just need an SMC, and at least we can start doing stuff. Things are never too fantastic in Netrunner. Alright, so that's not a hostile infrastructure, so that's pretty good. But yeah. Alright. God, I just need Switchblade and a net Merkur. Something. It's amazing to me how much this deck, or any smoke deck, is like, hey, I got the thing started, so now I just kind of roll all over you. Alright, so I've got everything set up, but I'm not going to tip my hand just yet. So I'm going to just get money and then put down the cloak. I hope it's a Crick. Is Crick 3 strength base or 2? No, it's 3 strength, and then it goes up to 6. So I'll still have to spend refractor bucks on it. I always rock 3 SMCs. If I'm playing Shaper, I want to be able to get things at instant speed. These are the games that we play. I just need to be able to trash some more of these pieces before the hostile infrastructure goes down. There's the enhanced login protocol. Okay, so we're gonna put that down. We're gonna put that down. We're not gonna Temujin this round because we're not gonna have enough clicks to trash anything. And then we're gonna get an Astrolabe down. Yeah, Alan, I don't have employee strike. I don't have the influence for it. It would help a lot of matchups, but I'm only ever really going to be able to get 2 in, which is problematic, especially in some of my net damage matchups where the issue is that I can't I can't think of the word. I can't. Oh, I can't afford to lose anything early. So if I don't start with it, it might not do much for me against potential Unleashed. I would love to have Employee Strike. It would help so tremendously against Blue Sun. But you can look at the list. It's in the show notes below my face. But I just can't get it to do the thing. I can fix that after okay, so let's put this down. Let's put this down. Let's run R&D. Hopefully something massive isn't there, because we just need to get going. Guess we gotta try to get rid of these sundews. Oh yeah, I didn't put the deck list on the sidebar. Whoops. But it is in the actual show notes on the YouTube page. There's the net Mercur that we desperately need. Alright. I'm okay with this. So... we're going to continue conserving. We're going to force the Jackson pop by running archives. And then we're going to go get rid of the other Sundew. So first things first. Let's drop Netmercur. Click for a credit. Run archives. I'm going to assume that my opponent would have done this after I passed the ice and confirmed the access. I'm assuming we're going to hit some number of shocks here. Oh, we don't. Okay. Daniel, I have considered Gauntlet for my console. It's very, very, very hard to fit Gauntlet in as a tempo hit. It creates a huge impediment for me getting my full stealth rig up if I can't afford it. I've tried it, and I really just think keeping the number of expensive cards low really feeds my style of play. Now, that's not to say other people haven't been having a lot of success with it, because I know that a lot of people have. That just hasn't been my experience. I have thought about modded, but I like Ghost Runner because it guarantees that I'm always able to kickstart my economy. Whereas, whereas I can't use modded also to trash assets. The real reason is Ghost Runner helps me with my asset trashing. So all three Sundews are removed from the game. Yeah, I mean, Bill, that's an idea. I would need to find one other influence somewhere, which would be kind of tough. We are rolling with some seriously low money this game. Oh, but Switchblade is so good, Bill. You know, for situations like this one. Or I wouldn't have had enough money to break that Komanu for me being a dummy. Whew. The Nisei 2 pick feels incredible right now. Just play slow and careful. Yeah, we lost one of the Temujins to net damage, which feels pretty freaking terrible. We haven't found any daily casts though, so that's okay. Here's the hostile. Graham, I just haven't gotten to it yet. All right, so let's go R&D. Oh man, future perfect access. I'm gonna bet 1. Oh my god, I'm a magician. Let's run server 5. There's the Caprice res. Now this has got to be tense. Because our opponent knows if they don't win this side game, that Caprice is gone from the game. And I'm likely just going to win here. Alright, so I'm out. I don't really care. I'm going to go get our friend Sensi's and get that shit out of the game. And then we're going to use 2 of these. Put down a daily cast. Yeah, I have found Switchblade to be invaluable in this build over Dagger. Like, the whole point of playing stealth is to invalidate ice, which Dagger doesn't really do. All right. So it looks like that was the end of the music. So let's start it up again. Yeah, I know, Bill. The influence is the key. But and we are back to lots of server land. All right. let's run HQ first. So we can just get through that Komainu. How likely do we think that these other cards are to be psychic fields? I mean, I guess I'm not super duper worried. So let's just do some setup. There's a pad res, team sponsorship. Man, I wish I had been able to keep the scrubbers in this build. Okay, so we need to make sure that the card in server 13 is not a Jackson Howard. So we're gonna run archives just to bounce off, potentially. Or that. So we gotta check server 13. We gotta see if it's a Jackson. Alright, so there's the Jackson pop. If RNG is correct, we should be able to win here with a run and then a cold read. Because we know that that's the Jeeves. So let's index. Let's use this. And the one we gain to match the strength. Let's break. 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 Oh, the Nisei token. Yep. Well, so here's what we're going to do then. We're going to put Jeeves on the bottom, Friends on the bottom, Caprice, Global Food, and then Hedge Fund. And then we'll still force the token use. Okay, so unless Laura overdraws, we will win on the next turn. Oh, she overdrew. So now we gotta go into HQ. Working hard for the money. Trying to get those agendas. I think we got to get rid of that pad as well. Ooh, future perfect time. I think it's the right time to bet 0. Good game. Whew. There we go. Awesome. All right, so we got to be more careful. It's probably going to be less servers, so we can afford everything to be a little bit bigger. We're definitely mulling that hand. Oh, what a nice hand. Okay, so let's go ahead and get while the getting's good. Now I am gonna want to get. I have a Plascrete in here, right? Yep. I'm gonna want to get my Plascrete down sooner rather than later. Let's just start getting the money down. There he is. Yeah, you're gonna have to go bye-bye. You better put some ice in front of that. Whew. Okay. We need some SMCs. Cash for gold, baby. Cash for agendas. All right. Don't want to tip our hand. Maybe our opponent will try to rush, so we're going to hold the SMC until next turn. Look at that triple drip. All the daily casts. Laura, if you're back, thank you very much for joining me for a game. I really enjoyed it. All right, so there's that. The Grendel Refinery dedication play. Very solid. Lots of money. Alrighty. So let's draw. Let's draw. Let's sure gamble. And let's diesel since we can afford to get rid of one net Mercur. You know, against Wayland, you always have to be concerned about some sort of connection kill or resource kill. But I think we're okay. Now, I can't be overdrawing too much, though, because bad shit's going to happen to me. So let's get that down. Let's get that down. And then let's run HQ. Yeah, notoriety would be a nice include. What is this? Get rid of that Jackson, and then get up to full hand size. We really need Plascrete. Spicy. Okay. So let's put that down. Let's run HQ. So that's exciting. So we're just gonna lose because I don't run an AI breaker in this deck. Hey, at least we got a Project Atlas there, though. Let's run archives. We do need to get that Plascrete down. Sol set might be good here. Mem chip's gonna be less integral since we've already got our breakers down. Yeah, Die V, Daniel, is just the word can only be described as just like miserably bad. Remove that from the game. Let's put that down. Let's run server 6. I can do this all day. So there's no advanceable ice on HQ, so even though I'm only going to be able to run there once a turn, I think I'm going to put Temujin on HQ to increase the pressure. Here's the part where I hit snare and just flatline. Nope, I'll take a corporate sales team that becomes a 5-3. Nice. Lots of money for our opponent. Now it's all profit. Good game. I mean, my opponent wasn't really scoring, so they're not necessarily picks. Just because, you know, you figure 20 cards left in the deck. There was a total of 4 agendas seen. That's about average. Alright, I think we can do one more. Thus far, we are 4-1, I think. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get blown off the face of the earth by Will. There it is, Blue Sun. I'm gonna probably get nuked, but it's gonna be interesting. I really want to keep the Temujin, so I think we're gonna keep this hand. Now, if I was him... Oh, he's not gonna... Alright, so... I have the benefit... Well, he has the benefit of knowing my deck, but I also have the benefit of knowing his. He has so many different ways to punish off of a steal. My #1 goal needs to be finding Film Critic. Alright, so let's draw. Let's sure gamble. Let's draw. And then we'll put down daily casts. I did tighten up the deck also and just put in a ton more money, which I think even with me having more expensive breakers, the deck is just functioning a lot better. Film Critic. So good. This is going to be really important. Freedom through Equality is going to be super duper important. The Cloak's obviously going to be important. Code Read's going to be less important. Yeah, Alan, your deck was great. Thank you very much for showcasing it. Alright, let's run archives. Okay, it's a barrier. Let's run HQ. I can't afford to break it, so let's fire it. Alright. Let's draw. And then let's get Cloak down. Yeah, if I Film Critic, Freedom Through Equality is worthless, but Freedom Through Equality is also worthless if I die. So let's get Refractor down. Let's draw. Ghost Runner. Let's keep getting ready. I gotta play slow and safe. Alright. Oh, I would love to draw a Netmerker. That would help this a lot. Alright, so there's us having no money. Let's run archives. That feels good. Oh my god, I need Netmerker. I don't know what to do here. So Archer is live. We really need Netmerker down before we can threaten. Oh, so there are snares in this deck. It's good to know. Man, where is Netmerker? Don't really need this. Okay. Let's draw. Let's put that down. Let's draw again. Let's put that down. Where is Netmerker? 13 cards left in the deck. Well, we got Plascrete. That helps. So let's put that down. We're gonna need all the money we can get. So he's starting to really break away from us as far as money is concerned, which is very seriously problematic. I'm somewhat more incubated, so I guess we could just start going ham, but I really don't want to run unless we have to. And here's the dedication ceremony to completely clear out all my money. So that's... So we're completely broke now. There's Astrolabe. There's Beth. That's actually pretty nice. Then we don't actually need Astrolabe now. Where the... This is out of control. The last 3 cards in my deck are Netmerker. Unreal. Alright, next turn we start digging. Yeah. So... yeah, very unlikely. So here's the thing. We can only afford to steal 1 a turn. So we're going to put Jackson on the bottom. We're going to put Lotus Field. We're going to put Government Contracts, Hedge Fund, and then Hades. Because his money is largely irrelevant. And if we can get him not to overdraw, we'll be in good shape and be able to get the next one the next turn. So let's run there again. Yeah, but... yeah, Lori, if I got both, he's running punitives. If I got both, I would have lost. Did he draw? He didn't. Alright. So we can afford to have some recovery here. And then just get ready for the next indexing. Don't say that, Daniel. It's never a sure win until we win. I've made many a mistake in my time. I don't know. BlacKat did a remarkable amount of lifting this game. I'm really quite surprised. Taurus. This is what I was afraid he was gonna try to do. He's gonna try to tax us out on stealth credits. Alright, so we can't put it as the top card. So what we're instead going to do is we're going to put Dedication Ceremony, High Risk Investment, Restructure, Hedge Fund. So it's the third card down, so I'll be able to get it not next turn, but the turn after, assuming that he does not draw, and then to keep ourselves... Oh, right, I don't have anything to draw. And then gonna gain a buck. Let's run server 1. I want to force some reses and bank some money. So we're not actually going to break this. We're just going to bank some money. And then we're going to go again. And we're going to bank some money. Why would I draw one card? Okay. So did he draw? He did not. So that means the agenda that we need to win is on the top of the deck. Let's go get it. Wait, did he shuffle? Or did I go too early? Hedge fund, hedge fund. That's weird. Good game, well played. Phew. And we won even with Netmerker being the bottom 3 cards of our stack. So that's something. I don't know. BlacKat seems good. For at least for the meta that we're in right now. I'm enjoying it. Also, oh yeah, I guess you're right. You're right, Lori. I could have won just by blowing back through the ice, but I guess that's just not how I think. Actually, no. There was a reason I didn't do that, and it's because this card in server 1 could have... Oh no, it couldn't have been a Jackson. All 3 were used. So yeah, I'm a dummy. It happens. But yeah, no. All's well that ends well. Slow and careful wins the game against Blue Sun. BlacKat, though. Not as bad as I thought. Like, really not bad. Especially against the next ice and the Grail ice. One stealth credit to break 3 subroutines feels really good. Like, really, really good. Yeah, it's solid. I like it. I think Refractor is better than Houdini. There's so many cards in this deck where it's like, when it's good, it's really good. Like, Cold Read is one of those cards that I don't necessarily, like, need them every game, but the games where I do need them, they're, like, super impactful. Yeah, that is exactly why, Littleman, I'm giving BlacKat a chance, because I figure since no one's playing high-strength ice right now, being able to break multiple subs for 1 stealth credit is actually a way better value. People are going for multiple sub ice, so Switchblade's better for that, and BlacKat's better for that. I don't know, I like it. I think this might be my new build for a while. I think I might end up cutting a Ghost Runner, and then putting in something, maybe 1 modded, or another RDI, or maybe even just a Levy. Yeah, looks good. Well, but cloaks are so good. So good. I know, but I like to have the flexibility. What if I cut a cloak and put in a Parisia? That could work. Yeah. I don't know. I like Smoke a lot. I think she's definitely going to be my go-to for a while. I like the puzzle of trying to fit the silver bullet into a 40 card deck slot where you just build an efficient engine, stealth engine, for whatever meta you're going into right now. Yeah, Parisia is better than nothing. That's the problem with all these silver bullets. Like, I don't have enough influence for everything. God, you know what would be really great? What would be really great is as if they printed a decoder that works like Switchblade. It could even be more expensive and not boost as much strength, and it would probably still be really good. Yeah, I found that Cypher was kind of an overkill for my stealth build. Now, if I go down to... My real problem here is I think I need to cut one cloak and replace it with one Atman so people can't do the dumb garbage of... People can't do the dumb garbage with Excalibur or a Mother Goddess. I keep forgetting to put that in. Yeah, it just feels bad. It feels really bad when that happens. Bye, Lori. Thanks for joining me. But yeah. I think it looks good. Let me know in the comments how other people do with it. I'd like to hear the feedback. I really like when other people take these experiments for a spin. I'm going to be signing off for the night. And until I see all of you again, always be running.